What is up, guys? My name is Jack O'Brien and welcome back to Interesthings. As humanity has evolved over time, we have constantly colonized new areas, and recently we have been running out of land, which brings about the question, where are we going to colonize next? Igor Arsharbeli heads this initiative, and he's accompanied by scientists, entrepreneurs, engineers, and law experts who all want to make Asgardia a reality. Asgardia looks to be its own nation with its own regulations and laws. However, it is still currently seeking approval from the UN as to whether or not it can be its own nation. The country looks to have a focus in developing new space technology and is currently accepting applications for citizenship. Designed to promote peace in space, the nation is going to reflect Earth, but without boundaries and borders. The name Asgardia comes from a Norse myth, with the city of Asgard being a city in the sky, which is a pretty fitting name for the first country that might be in outer space. Asgardia's first task is to send a satellite up in 2017. This will serve as the first outpost for the country. Afterwards, a settlement will follow. The idea of a space nation brings up many questions in space law. And yes, I know space law is actually a thing, and it's about to get so much more important. When looking at moon colonization, there is currently a treaty in place called the Moon Treaty. This treaty acts as the legal framework for all colonization regarding the moon and other celestial bodies. Along with the Moon Treaty is the Outer Space Treaty, which along with the Moon Treaty states that no nation or company can own land on the moon or any other planet. All ownership of the moon is instead intended for the overall betterment of humanity. For this reason, colonizing space and other planets is currently a tricky task. However, not all countries have signed either of these treaties, which currently creates a loophole. This is how Asgardia might look to colonize if not recognized as a nation by the UN. Countries such as Ethiopia and Kenya haven't signed either of the two treaties and therefore are able to recognize new colonies as independent nations. In the coming decades, companies pairing up with countries that have not signed these treaties might become more prevalent as different companies and individuals look to colonize different parts of space. Both Russia and China plan to have lunar bases established in the 2020s, and even more projects involving private companies teamed up with governments are soon to arise. We've already seen this in the case of SpaceX and Mars. With advancements in things such as 3D printing, self-driving cars, and even composting toilets, colonizing other planets is going to be a lot easier. This is because the technologies that we would need to colonize another planet are already being developed just for different purposes. While all the hype is currently still surrounding Mars, the moon is an option that we will need to look into as well as eventually colonize to some extent before we begin colonizing any other celestial bodies such as Mars. As colonies arise, it will bring up the question as to whether or not these countries are independent or if they are associated with a specific nation on Earth. This involves nations such as Asgardia. The 2020s will likely see many attempts at colonization by governments as well as private companies. What do you guys think? Do you think we'll be colonizing other planets in the 2020s? Or do you think this is a little bit of wishful thinking and that it might take another 20 to 30 years before we get there? Be sure to let me know what you guys think in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time. And don't forget, I'm putting out 2 videos a week now. That's every Thursday and Sunday, so don't forget to check back twice a week for everything science and technology news. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.